Good evening, Patriots. So, if you just saw the last live video, I'm sure you couldn't see it or hear it. So, I'm just going to kind of fill you in on what's going on. So, the things that I deal with every day on social media with this show is liberals melting down. That is an absolute reality. It's not a stereotype, they're not all like that. But you do have these lunatics that come on and just all they do is talk a bunch of crap to try to get a rise out of you. So you say something crazy and then they can report you and get you deleted. So it's all day, it's every day, it's 24/7. Hundreds of them, thousands of them come out of the woodworks. And what I do, and they never want to take me up on it, is I invite them on the show. I say, come on the show. I got a link right now in the comments, no matter where you're at. If you're on YouTube, Facebook, no matter where you are, click on the link and come on the show right now. If you want to talk all this crap, you want to talk all this shit, and you're terrified to have a conversation because it might hurt your feelings, that's not the real world. So come on, bring yourself on camera, and let's have a conversation. I'm waiting. I know you see me. I told you. I just told 5 of you in a row I'm going to do this right now. So we'll see if any of them come on. Anybody's welcome to come on right now, not just the trolls. Anybody who has any ideas, thoughts that they want to get off their chest. Let's see. Anybody? Bueller? That's exactly what I thought. So we had a pretty good show last night. Thank you guys for tuning in. We looked at the Twitter files. They're still messaging me right now. There's like 7 of them messaging me. They know I'm live, but they're just going to message and hide behind a keyboard. So, I mean, what does that tell you? Does that tell you anything? It tells me a bunch of stuff. So the Twitter files came out yesterday. We did a show on it. If you didn't hear it or watch the show, you can scroll back up to the top of my Facebook page. It's also on YouTube, Twitter, Rumble. It's everywhere. Those files that came out, and I've kind of been thinking about it since they came out. You know, I did the show live when they came out. So as they were coming out, I really didn't have time to process it. But the fact that politicians are enforcing their will on private companies to silence people that they disagree with, and I said this last night, and I mean it, is a vagrant violation of the First Amendment. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you try to spin it. I don't care how you try to defend it. There's no defense for that. And if the conservatives were doing it, I would have just as much of a problem than if they weren't. So I'm just going to block this person. Let's see if they come up here. Doug French, click on the link. Come on the air. Let's talk. I guess now they're starting to comment in here. So let's see if they come on the air. Or if they hide behind their keyboard. Let's see. Well, that's what I thought. So I blocked them on Messenger, and we'll see. But that's pretty concerning, right? I think we can all agree with that. I think we all know that is that's a problem, because if they're controlling the information everybody sees, then are we really free? You know, what are they hiding, right? If they're only selecting that we see certain things, and that the things that they don't want us to see, that they bully social media to take it down, that's definitely a concern. Let me open this up. Okay, trolls, again. I got you, Doug. I appreciate that. You're still welcome to come on. We can talk about the lefties if you want to click the link. See what's on the news. I got to make this quick or my wife is going to be very upset with me. She's in the other room. She hears what I'm saying. I'm sure she's watching the show. So where's I'm going to look at the news and see if there's anything I'm going to see if there's anything that comes up about this Twitter thing. It should be all over the place. Top news stories. In Georgia, a heated race stirs mixed emotions in black voters. Okay. Trump calls for the termination of the Constitution in Truth social post. Okay. Trump embraces extremism as he seeks to reclaim presidency. House passage legislation, political pawns. Senate passes. Who is the new Democratic House leader? GOP tension builds over House Speaker race. Where's the story about the federal government targeting citizens and silencing them and ruining their businesses through a proxy war? So, okay. It's not all over the news. It was just released yesterday. This is a mass story. This is a massive story. It's something that we all kind of knew, but now it is out. There's proof that it was happening. They released emails. From Twitter, from the Democratic Party to Twitter, from politicians to Twitter to silence the Hunter laptop case. And I am on the first page of Google just searching political news, not one story about this. Not one story. We have certainly become the United Snakes of America. I like that. But I mean, it's a crazy thing to see. Let's see if there's anything on page 2 of Google. Let's give this a second chance. Let's see if there's anything on page 2 about Twitter. So on my show last night, I talked about the Twitter scandal, and I said that they're going to come out and they're going to immediately try to defend this. And I guess they're just going to try to ignore it. Silence is complicity. Biden calls on political leaders to denounce anti-Semitism. Well, yeah. I mean, Trump has denounced it over 300 times. Nothing. Page 2, nothing on Twitter. Page 3, nothing on Twitter. Let's just go to CNN's website. Let's just go to CNN. Just go to Politics Home. Trump calls for the termination of the Constitution in Truth social post. Mar-a-Lago document takes away from ruling rebuking Donald Trump and appointment of special master. Americans have low expectations of the next Congress. New poll finds. Yeah, that's why they voted for him. That's why the majority of the country voted for a conservative Congress not even a month ago, because they have low expectations of the next Congress. Does that make sense to anybody? Doug French got in a heated debate with a lefty and didn't take long for him to call me a Nazi. Well, I came back jokingly with, I did that Nazi coming, and I got a 30-day Facebook sentence for his, yeah. Yeah, it's so a little trick is it usually, when that happens, it usually results because they reported it. So what the trolls do, and this is why they come out of the woodworks, hundreds of them, thousands of them. They come out of the woodworks, and anybody who opposes them, and this is the side, this is the left, this is a tactic of the left arm of government, which is a totalitarian regime, which is no different than communism, socialism, Nazism. They want to silence their opposition. So that's they come out and they report your post, and then they have your buddy report it. So Facebook gets 17, 18, 20, 100 reports on the single thing that you said in a comment, and then they take it down because the algorithm assumes that it's real. So there's a thing. I will tell you this about Facebook. Okay, I've been doing this a while now. I've been doing this for 2 years. The following's up. I thank all of you. My family thanks all of you. I'm approaching 70,000 followers. I never thought in a million years I would ever hit 5,000 followers. So thank you. But Facebook, of all the social media, besides obviously, Rumble and Truth Social, besides the big ones like Twitter and Facebook is not as radical. So they have their policies. Their tactic is not to so Twitter would just ban you, right? As we saw on the show yesterday, that if you posted that Hunter's laptop had all this crap on it and it was true, they would just ban you, right? Facebook took a different approach. So Mark Zuckerberg did an interview with he went on the Joe Rogan Experience and he talked about it. And he talked about how the FBI comes to them with certain concerns and that they don't block it. They just move it down the timeline so nobody sees it. So that's what that's the slang word for that, is shadow banning. So they shadow ban things and slow them down in the algorithm. Now, has that happened to me? I don't know. I like to think that sometimes I post things, it'll get 1,000 hits in 30 minutes. Sometimes I'll be 30 minutes in and I'll get 2,000 or 3,000 people. Some of my posts hit 20, 30, 60,000 responses, 40,000 shares, reactions, and then others I post and it gets 10. So is it the content? Is it the timing? Is it shadow banning? I mean, I just don't know. I mean, I could post a meme that I think is great and it just sucks, but I don't have the the answer. Some of them I post. I'm like, oh, this will be okay, and then all of a sudden it's got 20,000 hits, and then I'm like, wow, okay, that's great. Let me see here. Again, guys, click the link in the description if you want to come on. You don't have to come on video. You can turn the video off, and it would be just like you were making a phone call. Let me put my ticker on. Yeah. You can come on live. We'll have a civil conversation. What does this say? I'm going to move. This was from a Farfop News, but at least it was on their must declare as the New York Times lobbying firm for far left after reportedly ignored a Twitter file story. Let me open that up and look at that. Yeah, so the question, right, is if we just found out that at the direction of the government and at the direction of politicians, Twitter is banning people and Facebook is shadow banning people or bringing it down in the feed to suppress their information, not ban the people's, and nobody ever knows. There's no way of knowing. The only people that know are Facebook itself. That's the only people who know. That's the only way it would get exposed, is if Facebook admitted it. And Mark Zuckerberg did admit it. He admitted it on the Joe Rogan Experience, like I just said. So there's just no way of knowing. So it's less with Facebook. I don't know if they do it to people entirely or if they just do it to individual posts, but there's some form of that happens, right? But if that's happening at Twitter, and we know that it's happening at Facebook, and one of the biggest stories in a political scandal to break since Richard Nixon and Watergate, and there's no news story to be found, except for Fox News, right? Of course, if I go to Fox News, I bet you it's on there. I haven't even been there. I know you sent me the link. Let me go. Let me check this out and see. It's probably all over the place. Fox News. Open up Fox News. Major Biden donors invite lavish state dinner. Yeah, media. This must be the one you're telling me. Media ignores the links, the Twitter revelation, and attack Elon Musk. So that's the thing. Is there a correlation, right? Is it all connected? Is it connected between what happened at Twitter that we are now know without a doubt? And are they doing that to the news media? Which is why this story is being suppressed. So we always knew that the media is biased, right? I don't care. Listen, guys, I watch Fox. I'll watch Newsmax every now and then. I try to watch them all to get all the opinions. But they all have their biases, right? They all have their agenda that they're pushing, right? If there's a story that helps their agenda, they report it. So if like Fox News is a right-leaning organization, the Twitter and Hunter Biden Democrats suppressing free speech is a good thing that helps their agenda. So they're gonna report it. They're gonna blow it up. They're gonna push it. But if it's CNN and that's not your agenda is anti-conservative or anti-Republican, then you're not going to blow it up. You're going to ignore it. There's something to think about. Something to think about. But honestly, I just wanted to come on and say hello and give the trolls the opportunity to come on and have a conversation, which they're clearly terrified to have. And I mean, I guess that's okay. That shows who you are. It shows that what you stand for isn't real. Because if you stood for something, if you stood for anything, you would be willing to come on and have a conversation and maybe try to sway my political philosophy. But you don't. Because you're hanging out in your mom's basement waiting on Hot Pockets and playing Call of Duty. So I'm going to jump off, guys. I got to get back. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Boost the algorithm. Get this stuff out there. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.